Good afternoon and welcome to this 11th episode of the Social Justice Zealot. This afternoon we're going to continue our exploration of ecological issues by lifting up some of the great insights and truths found in Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth. It seems amazing to me that this documentary came out in 2006. It's both amazing and sad all at once that its message continues to be profound and relevant today, 14 years into the future. Let's dig in. As was the case last week, I want to begin in the beginning. Listen to these words from the first creation story found in the book of Genesis. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." God made the firmament and separated the waters which were under the firmament from the waters that were above the firmament. And it was so. God called the firmament heaven, and there was evening, and there was morning, a second day. Perhaps before we get too far in this afternoon, we need to have a quick and important definition. The Old Testament Hebrew translated word of firmament is what we today call the sky, the atmosphere with all of its various layers. It's important that God created the firmament, for without it, there would be no life as we know it and experience it today. Dr. Roger Revelle began measuring carbon dioxide, that is CO2, back in 1958. That's a lot of years of data collection. What has the data shown us? That increased CO2 equates to higher temperatures. And that translates to the scientifically proven reality of climate change, of global warming. Period. Why is carbon dioxide saturation increasing? I believe that there is a single reason that can be broken down into two parts. That single reason that the Earth's CO2 is on the rise, the single reason that temperatures are increasing, is greed. Greed. Gordon Gecko, played by Michael Douglas in the movie Wall Street, is dead wrong when he infamously proclaims greed is good. It seems to me that it is greed that drives increased carbon emissions, elevating CO2 levels. It is greed that places limitations on and limits the restrictions on corporations that emit CO2. It is greed that bulldozes the rainforests in our world in order to build more factories, to make more money for shareholders. Friends, it's the rainforests that filter the carbon from the air. It's the rainforest that makes the bulk of our oxygen that we breathe, that makes the oxygen that sustains animal and human life on our planet. And so because of greed, carbon emissions are on the increase, and the Earth's ability to filter that increased carbon is being laid to rest as forests are slaughtered for the land to build more carbon-emitting factories. Now, I'm not making this stuff up. The science supports these ideas, these truths. Now, you may be thinking, hey, SJZ, aren't there scientists that disagree with global warming, with climate change? Isn't there scientific proof that we're just going through one of those stages or shifts in our planet's billions of year old history? No. No. There are zero credible scientists that disagree with climate change realities and conclusions. Zero. Indeed, it is industry. It is profiteering. It is greed that tries to bury the truth. Upton Sinclair, an author of novels of social protest and political treatises, he's best known for his 1906 expose of the meatpacking industry. The book was called The Jungle. Sinclair accurately observes it's difficult to get a man or a person to understand something when their salary depends on their not understanding it. You say that again. It's difficult to get a person to understand something when their paycheck depends on their not understanding it. Yes, it's greed that has the power to not only change weather patterns and ecological realities, but it is also greed that has the power even to silence those who might speak out in defiance of the very greed that is employing them. Perhaps it seems that this ecological concern boils down to a choice. To a choice. Do we being the citizens, the current citizens of planet Earth, do we have to choose between the economy, that is, wealth and profit, or the environment, that is, a sustainable and habitable living place? Do we have to choose between economy and environment? Now, skeptics of the climate change dilemma will say, yes, you must choose. We must choose, and we had better choose the economy. There's an important possibility here that we dare not ignore. The possibility that doing the right thing for our planet, for the environment, for our future generations, has the very real potential of developing new technologies, new jobs, more jobs, which in turn, I believe, drives economic growth. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt developed a comprehensive plan to help our country and its people dig their way out of the Great Depression. Now, the name of that plan was the New Deal, and it saved our country. When faced with great challenges, we have and we can rise to meet those obstacles with innovation and with creativity. Innovations that don't leave anyone behind. Building on the mid-20th century idea, there is now a Green New Deal that is being debated. This will be our topic for next week. Until then, I invite you to ponder the wisdom of Sir Winston Churchill, who said in a radio address back in 1936, "The era of procrastination, of half measures, of soothing and baffling expedients, of delays, is coming to its close. And in its place, we are entering a period of consequences." We are entering a period of consequences. God has given us humanity, all of creation to tend and to care for. We better get busy before those consequences become a reality. We better get busy before it's too late. I hope to see you next week. Blessings.